Peace and blessings. Keep up the lessons. You know who this is. Your brother Taalib from the Brother Taalib Show. I'm here today to get into some more Afridamus issues in the video that he did about the Arabization and all this stuff with Boko Haram and some of you already know. So get in with me, listen in, and stay with me. Ready? Let's get it. Are you ready? Let's get it. All right, here again. Peace and blessings. Keep up the lessons. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the Muslims. And Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam amma ba'd. I'm going to be starting with that a little more now. From now on, when I do my Islamic sense, segment, because I want to make sure I'm getting that protection from the shaitan, so I can get this out correctly and to please Allah, because I'm supporting my faith in Islam and the ikhlas. But this guy was trying to play with and mock, you understand, when I was reciting it. And the reason why I was reciting it, and may Allah forgive me, only He knows if my intentions was off to basically just allow the people to hear me. No. From what I know, but Allah knows me best. So I'm clearing myself with my Lord. You know, the evil of myself, or the evil that the shaitan tries to provoke you to go and be on the stage like Afridamus and Nekmizi and those who else were there that wanted to be heard and really wanted to go up against Islam. And know that it's, I didn't start this. You guys did. And I'm coming for you, because it's like it's an ideological attack. It's an onslaught. You're trying to go against Islam. You cleared yourself. Nekmizi clear. Enemy to Islam. He might say, oh, no, I don't have no problem with the Muslim, because he doesn't want to create like that image of himself that he has a problem with the people, right? Because how can you have a problem with the people when you're trying to claim that you're fighting for your own people's rights and to raise up and to build? You bunch of bullcrap to me, because I know what it is. I know what you're about. You like the stage, you like the presence, and you like to be seen like, I got him. Yeah, I roasted him. I mean, I don't know why you need so much attention. Maybe you haven't gotten attention from who you should have gotten attention from. Your loved ones or whatever, whoever, your teachers or whoever, your boys in the block. If you was on the block, I don't know. Some people try to portray like they like that, like they gangster, but and then when you get around certain people, you want to act like you're intellectual, because you have all these languages and whatever. It doesn't matter to me. What are you going to do with them? How are they going to benefit you and benefit the people? That's the point. But anyway, back to the point. I got 2 clips. I'm going to decrease it now to try to keep this video as less time as possible. Not the same amount of time as the other video before when I started. And I hope that you stay with me with that video and watch it all the way through so you can get the gist of everything and where it's coming from. And I'm going to keep making the point. Watch and keep watching and looking and listening. Hear my volume of my voice. Watch those boxes in their icon area and see whose boxes are higher. Even Rashid's voice was lower. Nekmizi, when he spoke, his voice was higher. Kemet Kunta, his voice was higher. Anybody who was in line with what Afridamus's point that he wanted to make and to build his position against Islam, anybody who went along with that, coincide, that they were good. I'm going to put your volume up. Yeah, so you can be heard. And I'm not going to kick you out the room. I'm going to give you a longer time span to speak. And if they cut you off, don't worry, I got your back. I'm going to close them right out, because, to them, we're trolls. And there was a guy, and his name is, he was calling himself first, and they playing games. And I don't even know if there's people who are, were spies who were trying to help to create this dissension. The guy that was speaking, the last guy that was speaking, who had the Smurf head. Yo, you think people don't know what's going on? I mean, just stop playing games, Mr. Smurfy. And wanted to go in and put his name Taalib. He was putting Taalib, and in a sense insinuating that I'm a troll. I don't care if you think I'm a troll. That's fine. I'm a clarification type of person. I bring clarification in my deen, especially. And if you say something against me that is false, I'm going to bring clarification against your falsified, accusation against me. because my reputation is beseeches me as well. I have to make sure my reputation is clear. You understand, with the people, because I'm on the YouTube content position of speaking to people, and that's where I try to say and give advice to this guy. He don't know what he really don't know what he's doing. He's creating more enemies, and he don't care because he's on the other side of things. Okay, fine. You think you're protected from Allah? You're not protected from Allah. You might be protected from us as humans, and I'm talking about the humans that are going to go outside and be extreme and might harm you if they can get to you. You understand? Because they seen you on the screen and you talking the way you talk against Islam, and it's vice versa for me. I got to protect myself. I don't know who I'm going to run into. People will say, "Oh, you a troll. I'm going to get you." You're going to have some smoke. I know how to do things, but I hope not, and I pray against it. Any one of us. That's why some people hide their faces, like Nick Measy, got the mask on, like, he's the thug in the street. You know what I mean? You got the ninja, the thug ninja, And I'm not insulting him in a sense because he insulted me, but when you insult Islam, now I got to show the people who you are and expose you. So this is not insult. This is if he doesn't say, correct me, then I'm going to speak it. You covering yourself and you don't show yourself. You try to show yourself for a few minutes, put your finger up, to your boy Afridamus because you want to back him up too against Islam. You're a vendetta. I dealt with you before in Bejoy's North, and I would like to have the challenge and you come into my space. But I'm not, like I tell you, I'm saying it right on the video. And the people who hold it against me, they say, "Oh, you lied, Brother Taalib." I will give you a even stage, even fair, not like Afridamus and the rest of you Bejoin Noor gave you the whole stage and let you speak for a long time over me and everybody else coming at me. I remember you. You probably don't remember. But now is for real. Now you clear. You're clear, an enemy of Islam. You're clear. Not to say that, okay, people should put a harm on you and come at you, but we have to expose you, and we got to put it out there so that people won't follow you and they won't listen to you anymore. Afridamus and Nakmizi and the rest of his cronies. I'm clearing that. I'm coming at you. I told you, you started it. I didn't start it. But I'm going to protect my faith. I'm going to support it. And I'm going to do it the best that I can, and may Allah protect me from the likes of the evil of myself, of any errors, to not make any errors, and to only go where I have been taught and understand this faith, and stop where, with the ulama, the scholars stop. I'm going to stop. What they've taught me and only gave me that level of knowledge, that's where I stop. I'm not going to go beyond that. You understand? Just like the person tried to get me caught out there with the Surah Al-Baqarah, and I recited because at the time, I did not want to go and make any errors in reciting the translation, because the translation is English, and if you say it and put the wrong words in, you could be lying against Allah. Because when you break down the language from Arabic and with the Quran, it's a serious matter. I don't play with the Quran like y'all want to, because y'all mock. You're disbelievers. It's easy for you. You make slander against the person who gave you life, and you're alive because of them. You don't care because you don't believe in him. You don't have respect for who you don't believe in. That's clear. Who you don't have faith in. Who, as far as when it comes to a being that's your creator or God or the one you worship. And if you're a disbeliever to the extent of atheism that you don't believe in a creator, then it's even worse. So you're going to be how you're going to be. I expect that of you. But you can't expect that of me. But then I shouldn't expect that you're going to expect anything that I'm not going to be playing games with you. And I'm not going to be playing like it's something light to just come out and say, yeah, just like some Muslims do, and make the errors and get themselves caught up. I'm not going to get caught up with y'all. I'm not going to fly on your plane and go the way you want me or stay on your path. And you can misguide me into, or lead me as a snake, because they're snakes. And this is from one of the ayats of the Quran, how the kuffar, the non-Muslim that are against Islam, not talking about every non-Muslim, but the non-Muslim that are against Islam, because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's uncle was non-Muslim, and he never accepted Islam, but he was for supporting his nephew, and supporting, and he was very neutral, very to the point where more on the side that he could accept Islam. You understand? There's plenty of non-Muslims that are like that, even in my own family. So how can I be against every non-Muslim? But I'm against the non-Muslim who is against Islam, who has an ideological attack, who has ulterior motives, who are biased, who are Islamic phobes without trying to understand. It's one thing to be an Islamic phobe, but you don't want to understand in a genuine way. And once we give you the understanding, you're like, oh, okay, you let it sit and you go. No, you're not attacking and coming at and then slandering and mocking the faith. And then using a whole panel, a platform. Now, this is what Afridamus has created within his platform. He has his segment of his videos that he brings against Islam, that he has been doing. It's a pattern now. And there are plenty of you people in this so-called Afrocentric arena of things that you do this. And you're listening, you've listened to me before in my talks. Some of you don't barely listen to me. I can see it in the views. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Because my message, if it gets to one person, that's what matters to me. And maybe that one person will get it out to others. And if it doesn't, so be it. Because Allah is going to give me my reward. I'm not looking for no reward from any of you. I'm not looking for no reward. This is a giving thing. I don't get paid for doing this. This is my time that I take out. I don't get paid for doing this. I'm not even at that level of monetization yet. So, but I spend a lot of time in because I'm genuine about it. I have ikhlas. I'm trying to please my Lord so that he knows he loves his faith. My believer loves his faith, and he's done his work, and he spent his time and given time to try to guide people and from misguidance and even called them to the faith while they was mocking and slandering the faith. I called Magnesi when I was speaking to him and asked him the question, why did he leave? And he's like, I don't need Islam. I don't need it. This is what he always says. But your life is going to show proof, bro. Especially when you get to that grave and that deathbed. If you're on a deathbed, I don't know how you're going to die. We don't know how I don't know how I'm going to die. None of us know how we're going to die. But however we're going to die, for you too, Afridamus, for you too, Kunta, Kemet Kunta, any of you non-Muslim that were in this panel trying to come at Islam, you're going to find out when you meet that day. And you don't know what it's going to be. You haven't died yet. So take that. So, okay, let's get into it. I spoke a lot. But anyway, let's get into it. This is the first one that's up. And just give me a quick minute. I'm going to get it. Hold on. And I'm going to try to be as fast as possible.
They say that they are upon this, but are they truly upon it?
Are you a Muslim?
The teachings. Yes, I am a Muslim. Clearly.
Are you a proper Muslim?
What is a proper Muslim?
That follows in the footsteps of Muhammad?
Oh, the following in the footsteps of the Quran and the Prophet and the authentic teachings of the Prophet, his statements and his actions.
Yeah. Do you follow all that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you follow all that?
I follow it all.
Do you have the book?
Okay, so basically talking about, as you heard, he's trying to get me to figure out whether I'm a better Muslim than Boko Haram. But it's not really about me, and I get into that in the other video, or the other part of that video. But I'm trying to explain to him that doesn't matter, okay? The subject matter, and they divert you. This is what they do. That's their technique. And if you notice, when you try to speak, they cut in. They don't pretty much allow you. Now, Afridamus he's guilty for that. If you listen to him, see and listen and stop and rewind and see how when it comes time for me to answer, I will answer and not get the chance to finish my answer. But yet, Kemet Kunta was able to continue all the way through, and Afridamus threw me out of the room, or out of the panel into the backstage, because I kept trying to speak and answer the question. It was at me, and there was others speaking. Even Rashid, sometimes, he kept going on. He was in tangent too. And but I knew his reasons too. He was trying to get it out. And then, I'm getting cut off by everybody, especially Afridamus. You're the facilitator, bro. You're supposed to be even and balanced. You're supposed to be a host. You bringing people in. Now, if you're looking at me as a troller, okay, that's fine, but let me speak. Let me answer my question, and when I'm finished, then you can speak. That's how it should be. But if you keep cutting me off, and this is your way, now I'm gonna feel like I gotta go back and do the same thing because I'm thinking this is how this is the format of how you running things. So I'm following behind, but I can't do it because I'm the one who's going up against your narrative. I'm going up against what you're trying to put and portray against Islam. And that's your problem. You don't want that. You want me to go with it. I'll give you enough fuel and information and then fall as a Muslim and break. And so I can give you the reason to say, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And you can give it to the people and feed them more of this falsehood and falsehood. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not going to allow it because we're supposed to go up against batil. We're supposed to go up against falsehood. We're not supposed to allow it to stand in this midst of what we're trying to understand when it comes to Islam. When a Muslim is definitely a new Muslim or a Muslim that doesn't have enough knowledge, that's even more important. So I know there's Muslim brothers and sisters that have been in and out of your videos and are misguiding or being misguided by you because they don't know any better. Or if it's not them, then it's non-Muslims, which is the majority that is your audience, of course, because you're one yourself, Afridamus, and Allah knows best. You understand? If you're not, then you could have fooled me. Again, like I said, bro, you can fool a lot of Muslims. How can you be a Muslim? That's like you brought yourself out of the fold of Islam just the statements you made. There's what is it called? Nullifying your deen because of statements you make and the mockery and how you speak about the deen of Islam. If you claim to be Muslim, I don't know what kind of Muslim you are, but some people, they claim to be Muslim, but they're not because of their statements. And you don't know that because there's scholars that teach that. So I don't know what scholars you sat with, but they more or less, to me, and Allah knows best, it could be deviant. So meaning with deviating is taking you away from the origin. Okay? When you're a deviant, when you're muqtada, a deviant, that's a person who's taken away from the origin of what Islam is. In Islam, we're talking about Islam, not no other religion, even though there's deviants of other religions. And they got other names, right? No. I'm not going to take from you. I'm not going to take from anybody, any of you guys. That's number one, because to me, you're not Muslim. So that's the only thing why I'm saying, because there's no proof there to show you are. Muslims do not come against their own faith like that. That doesn't make no sense. Okay? So I'm going to get to the next one. Hold on. And then we're going to finish. Just give me a sec. Oh, hold on a sec. That's the wrong one. Okay, here we go.
It's like, to the T, to the letter.
To the T, according to the authenticity of not other.
You see, he's stopping me. He's not allowing me to continue on. So this is what is clear. So I'm gonna finish this up and let you finish this, and then you'll know. But keep being mindful. Listen, watch, look, and listen. Use your senses. These two main senses, the looking and the hearing. Don't just have biasness in your brain, clouding your brain so you can't understand what's really going on. Okay?
So what is your argument? Are you saying you're more authentic than Boko Haram, people that are in that group?
It's not about me. We're talking about Boko Haram.
So, no, let me finish.
Boko Haram is the people we're talking about, not me.
Okay,
I have nothing to do with Boko Haram.
So, okay, but you brought them. I'm asking you, what problem do you have with them? They said, hold on. They said they are Muslims, right?
Islam. They're not a part of the Sunnah.
What are they doing? What are they doing? That is name one thing that they are doing that is misrepresentation.
First of all, is the one that everyone spends their time with Islamophobia.
Okay, that's where he's stopping. But basically, what am I doing? I'm trying to get him to understand. But of course, when you have ulterior motives, you don't care to understand. Your ulterior motives is that you're using your techniques to get and pull out that which you want to pull out, to give yourself a more of a stance and position to go up against what you're trying to go up against. and that is al-Islam. That's number one first. And any of the groups, like, you use Boko Haram as an excuse. That's all. Boko Haram has been used by plenty of anti-Islamic, Islamophobic people talking in media or what have you against Islam. They use Boko Haram to create a negative image. They use Shabab to create a negative image of Islam. They don't use no positive images. They use Hamas as a negative image of al-Islam. They use Hezbollah as a negative image of al-Islam. They use Al-Qaeda as a negative image of al-Islam. And all these other groups that I haven't mentioned. Because there are plenty. ISIS is another one. That's one of the main ones that was going on for a good while, you know, with what they were doing over there in Iraq, right? And then you have, and even in what happened in Syria. And then you have slavery of the Arab sub-Saharan slave trade, right? Going and then crossing into sub-Saharan area of the continent of Africa, right? And enslaving with the help of African chieftains, yes, and so forth, okay? And them, some of these times, these people like them, they talk and they try to take away, you know, disqualify those Africans as Africans because they want to make it more Arab. It's an Arab thing, but it was more than Arabs. It was the Africans that were there, and they did it, and they used their prisoners as part of the majority who were put into slavery, and all those who they helped to capture from other tribes and other people in the surrounding areas that they were coming upon and removing these people and putting them to slavery. And then later on, the European came, right? We know this. We know the history. So anyway, point blank, Boko Haram is always used. So we know what this is. We know the tactics, bro, especially those of us who are Muslim who have been educated and to the level that they can have a stance against you. And I have a stance against them. And that's the point, that they have a problem with me and they wanted to quiet me and they wanted to attack me from different positions, as many as they can. Thanks to the brother, well, thanks to Allah first. And I have the brother Rashid. He did whatever little bit he could. I mean, he wasn't doing as much as on a serious level and to create, really a significant position against them. You don't go along with whatever they say and say it's like it's funny. It's not a funny thing. If anything, I was even smiling, and if some of you might have heard, and I admit to that, but I wasn't laughing at the subject. I wasn't laughing at what we was talking about. I was smiling at how the brother how he act, and how he tries to play the games. So instead of getting, and this helped me to keep myself and my emotion from going above where it was at, because it's, you know, a person who's being attacked and their character or being attacked by their faith, like it's a major thing. These people don't realize it because they don't believe in faith like that anymore, if they ever have, because they was forced, like this guy said, Kemet Kunta. He was whipped, which I understand. I already clarified that in my videos. Maybe he never watched it. Maybe you need to watch it, Kemet Kunta. Come to my videos that I spoke about, I spoke about abuse, okay? And they use Islam with the abuse. You know what I'm saying? No, they don't go together. This is incorrect. And the scholars that speak against this and clarify that. But these people, some of these people, because they're tribal and they're cultural, they use tribal traditions. They use cultural ways. And they mix them in and they try to put them in within that when they implement their teachings of Islam. So that doesn't make it that it's Islam. It's how they implement, how they deliver the message or the teaching. And it's not appropriate, it's not correct, and it is harmful. So I vouch for that. Yeah, it was harmful to him, and look at what it is now with him. He's left the faith, you know? And this is what is going to be held accountable on those people, those imams or teacher mu'allims, and those people who has done this to these Muslim brothers that once were Muslim because they were born into it in their family and they were raised as a Muslim. Then they left, like Afridamus himself too. How was he sitting to learn from he had to be in a Muslim family. Yeah. But Allah knows best. All right, so I'm finished. It's 24 minutes in, and I apologize. I didn't want to go to 30, but I'm a little bit under 30. So stay with me. Don't forget to click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Or subscribe, share the video out. This is your brother Taalib from the Brother Taalib Show. I'm out. Take care and be safe out there. All right.